Alright, in this tutorial I'm going to talk about some of the changes in Anime Studio 9. Previously they had multiple layer tools. You had a translate layer tool, a rotate layer tool, and a scale layer tool. In version 9 they combined them all into one single tool. So you would click the layer tool, and now if you click in between these two red squares you can rotate it, you can scale it just like you would have before, or you can move it. So all three are combined into one, making it even easier. You will notice if I go over to frame 12 and I move it, I just set a layer translation keyframe. If I rotate it, I set a layer rotation keyframe. So it still separates the keyframes, so you can know where you did which action on which keyframe. I can go right to frame 12 and see, oh, I translated it there, I rotated it there, but I didn't scale it. So it doesn't combine all of your keyframes into one, but it does combine the tool into one, which is really nice. One of the other changes in Anime Studio 9 is that you no longer have a delete button on your timeline. So you can actually highlight your keyframes, and you don't have to go looking for the delete button. You just hit delete on your keyboard, and they're gone. So kind of nice. They made that a lot simpler. Another change is the text tool. The text tool now is really nice. It used to be lacking, but I'm going to go over what a few of these are. This is line 1. Line 2, line 3, and the reason I'm doing this is you won't see these changes that I'm about to make unless I have multiple lines. So, kerning, you can see, let me scale this up. Scale will make all the letters bigger. Obviously you select your font here. Most of the things are self-explanatory. I won't cover everything, but I thought maybe you wouldn't know what kerning is. And it just makes the letters farther apart from each other. Leading changes the distance between your lines if you have multiple lines, which is kind of cool. Fill, stroke works the way that all the other fill and strokes do. You should know what justification is. You can put your text to the left, right, center. Word balloon, you can actually put it all in a word balloon where you can make a bunch of adjustments here. So you can play with these to see what they are. You're probably not going to remember them between times that you use this anyway. So, alright, something else you'll probably want to know is what this does. Create one shape and create text layer. If you create a text layer, you're going to see a text layer over here. And with the text layer, you can resize it, you can use your layer tools, you can do all that, but you'll notice that there are no drawing tools available for it. You can't make any changes to the text you've put in there. You can open it up, and you can still play with the shadows, the motion blur, and in the text you can open it up and actually change the text. So I could delete line 3, click OK, but one thing I want you to notice, I did that on frame 12, and if I go before frame 12, it's still that text. So it's an all or nothing for the whole animation. You can't change the words partway through the animation. So let me delete this, and let me delete this. Now let's do something different. Use the text tool again. Just shrink this down and show you something else. If I don't create a text layer, it will create a vector layer. And something to remember, you're going to want to create a new layer first. Otherwise, like I just added all this to the Christmas tree. So I can Control Z. Okay, I'm going to come over here, create a new vector layer, and use the Add Text tool. And let's see, for font, choose something you can see. Okay, now I have the ability to adjust points, and I can do this over time too. So everything becomes animatable. Which is nice. Now let me show you one last option. Delete this, create a new vector layer, add text tool. Instead of doing create one shape, if I do this now, I can actually make changes to absolutely everything in here. So what's the difference between this and when I use create one shape? I'll show you. I'm going to add another text. Create one shape, and I'll move the one shape here and this one here so you can see the difference. If I go into create one shape and I select a letter, I don't know if you can see this or not, but every single letter in the text is selected. So if I wanted to change a color, I can change them all with one click. However, if I go into this one, I can click on each individual letter and change the properties of each letter. Now, I could do that in the create one shape model, but I'd have to do it by actually selecting a letter, selecting my color, and hitting the space bar to create a new shape out of that particular letter. So if you want to do each letter differently or you want to make changes, don't use the create one shape. You're going to want to make separate shapes for everything. Okay, that's it for the changes in Anime Studio 9. I'll catch you in the next video.